Hi colleagues, so the music syllabus. This will be 2 videos and I think it's worth your while, so stick with it. I'd suggest you make a cup of tea, get a Kit Kat and a pencil and paper for this one. Now this isn't a video about teaching English with music. If you're interested in using music to teach English, I will get around to making a video on that subject. Also, you are welcome to look at my website about using music for language learning. Just follow this link and you'll find worksheets, ideas, and you'll find teacher's notes for upper intermediate students. For this video, music is a mnemonic to remember these 5 words: empowerment, usefulness, success, interest, and caring. Now these 5 principles form a model on which to base a syllabus or a course which engages students more effectively. It's the model I use when I'm teaching and it really works. The author of the music model is Dr. Brett Jones, and his aim was to summarise all of the excellent motivational concepts like self-efficacy, expectation, autonomous learning, and the ideal future L2 self, and to put them into one understandable model for busy teachers. It's more of a mindset, really. If you approach your course with the music syllabus in mind, I promise you'll have more motivated students. If you want to find out for yourself, I'd suggest you go visit the website. Now, Dr. Jones stresses that all these 5 principles need to be addressed to deliver the best possible engaging course. For each step, Dr. Jones has provided questions which we teachers should ask ourselves. And he goes on to give some suggestions which we can use as strategies to find the answers. This PowerPoint, it's just a summary of the highlights of the music model. If you want to read in more depth, then there's a link underneath this video to Dr. Jones's academic paper. Empowerment refers to the amount of control that students think that they have over their learning. It doesn't matter if the teacher thinks she is giving students control. What matters is that the students perceive that they have some control over some aspect of their learning. The main point is that students must believe that they have some control over some aspect of their learning. They feel that they are active participants with a stake in the course, and not just dull, passive students listening to the teacher's choice of topics and activities. So Dr. Jones asks, do students believe that they have control over some aspects of their learning? Here's some suggestions on how you could find the answers to that question. Provide students with meaningful choices as to the topics that they can study and the materials that they can use, the strategies they can implement, and the students with whom they can work. Allow the students to choose a class project. If it's not part of our project syllabus, consider the students' ideas. Let them decide the classroom rules at the start of the course. They can negotiate a classroom contract, rules for the students, rules for the teacher. Now there's a worksheet prepared as part of the SUL induction lesson and it's on our website. Be flexible. Allow the students to decide the pace of the lesson and to some extent the content. If the topic isn't engaging to them, listen to what they want. Be proactive to discover the students' opinions about the course. Give them a forum to express their opinions. Get feedback on your lesson every day. Did you enjoy the topic? Do you have any ideas how the class can develop what we learned today? You could have a 5-minute session every day with the students talking in groups. Explain the reasons for your classroom rules or instructions. For example, instead of telling students that the use of phones in the classroom is not allowed, if you're an autonomy supportive teacher, you can explain to the students that, for example, typing during class distracts other students, which can have an effect on their learning. If teachers cannot provide an honest and reasonable rationale to students, perhaps they should reconsider why the rule or the instruction exists in the first place. That's your keyword for video number 1, unicorn. Make a note. Usefulness. Sometimes it will not be clear to all students why what they are learning is useful to their interests or in their real world. Now, their real world might be different from yours because of culture. Remember, it's all about the student. Think back to your own school days. Can you ever remember thinking, what possible use is this information to my life? I know I can. And it's no surprise that if a student can't see why a lesson is useful or relevant, they will just switch off. So consider the student's real world, and if what you are teaching them, they can connect. Dr. Jones asks, do students understand why what they are learning is useful to their interests, to their career goals, and to their real world? What you can do is go out of your way to explain, or to even demonstrate to students how the material is related to their interests, their career goals, their reality. Making connections for students can be very helpful to them if you have any doubt that some of the students may not see the usefulness of your material. Provide opportunities for the students to engage in activities that demonstrate the usefulness of the material in the real world. You can show students how useful the lesson was by encouraging them to use what they have learned on excursions and trips, in activities. Find ways for them to interact with real English people. Provide authentic tasks and texts, not just contrived material that you find in textbooks. Next, we're going to look at success, and this will be in part 2.